Can you believe it's been 12 years since the very first Prius was introduced into Canada? Well, now Toyota is under their third generation Prius, and it's selling quite well. In fact, it's the king of all hybrids, outselling all of the others. Now, Prius is adding family members. Not just a car, Prius is now a brand. They're going to be adding more cars to the Prius family. The first one is V. Prius V stands for versatility. This car starts at just over $27,000, slightly more expensive than the 2011 model, but it adds a whole lot more versatility, bigger in every way. And we're here in Quebec getting a chance to drive it for the very first time, but before we drive, let's have a look around. The most notable change when you look at the car from the outside is the rear hatch area. The roof is higher, it's longer, the hatch is bigger. It looks a bit like the old Mazda 5 from the back with the stacked taillights here on the outer side of the car. But open the back cargo area and you see just how big the opening is. Now, Toyota claims behind the rear seat, this cargo area is 50% bigger. A lot of that is made up because of the height of the roof. Underneath the cargo area, there's extra storage under here, and you can actually take the tonneau cover and store it. This one is right here. Another big change between the regular hatchback and the V is the back seats actually slide forward and back. You can put them forward, put the seats down for much more cargo capacity. Toyota claims if you put the seats down, you can get a full mountain bike in here. If you put the front passenger seat down in conjunction with that, you can get an 8-foot-long kayak inside this Prius. Well, the inside of the Prius is different from the regular hatchback. They've updated the inside, and I bet that this will show up in the regular hatchback when they do a model refresh very soon.
We should see an update with the Prius in the 2012 model year. Obviously the Prius V is a 50% larger cargo capacity, so the interior setup is a little bit different.
First and foremost, soft touch materials on the face of the dash. The top is still hard, but this is much, much better. It looks better. Even on the doors, they got the soft touch material in the center armrest as well. Big cup holder here, you've got your drive modes, so it looks a lot better. One interesting function is changing the heat controls. There's one dial in the center, you just push it from one side to the other to change the direction of the ventilation or the speed of the fan. At first I thought, what's wrong with the old dials? They work fine, but this actually works quite well and it cleans up the dashboard. Also unique on this new V are the leatherette seats. They feel nice and they're made of a new environmentally friendly plastic that is 50% lighter, it sheds weight, and it also gives you much less off-gassing. It's environmentally friendly. It is a Prius after all. So even though the Prius V is bigger, it's just 105 kilograms heavier. That's really quite a feat. They're using more aluminum in the car, and the same drivetrain, the same Synergy drive that Toyota has used in the Prius is in this car. The battery is the same size. It's a 1.8-liter Atkinson cycle 4-cylinder matched to the battery through a planetary gear set. It's called eCVT. It mimics a continuously variable transmission, but it's done with all kinds of wizardry that Toyota's come up with, and that really is the heart of this vehicle. The regular Prius and the Prius V, they drive very similarly, and that's one of the problems with this car. I don't find the Prius an engaging car to drive, and the Prius V just follows along with it. But it really is targeted at the person that's environmentally minded, wants to eke out the best efficiency. If you're a performance or an enthusiast driver, this car will leave you a little cold. Okay, the Prius still has the ability to drive in electric mode. You hit EV here in the center, and you can drive for maybe a couple of kilometers just using electric power alone. Now, because of this, you're not going to hear the engine. And for people who are visually impaired, Prius is the very first car, the Prius V I should say, is the first car to emit the same sound wave pressure as a gasoline engine. Now we're inside, we can't really hear it, but we'll do a little drive-by and see if you can pick it up. It's probably one of those things you need to be near the car in order to hear it. In addition to the Prius V, there's a new family member coming. It's the plug-in Prius. It's going to be able to drive in this electric mode much longer, up to 25 kilometers, and that's when that sound is going to come in handy for people who can't see the car. This Prius V definitely is unique, but unfortunately it appeals to a very small segment of the marketplace. You see, at the $27,000 starting price, and Toyota's calling this a crossover. There are plenty of crossovers out there for your money. What this vehicle offers is the efficiency and the goodwill that comes with driving a Prius. Toyota claims that they want to have a hybrid vehicle available through their whole model lineup by 2020. This Prius V is a good indication of what's to come from the world's largest automaker.
See the entire Prius lineup on our website. We're at drivingtelevision.com.